So it's officially begun. I have started to get rid of shit. Got 2 full bags of garbage, a bunch of clothes I'm gonna donate. At first, like, the decision fatigue was so strong because it was like having to make a million decisions and think like, will I need this over the next 10, 11 months before we go to Vietnam? But the more I do it, the faster it's getting, the easier it's getting, and I'm just getting rid of stuff and it feels so good. Actually, I still have a long way to go, but it's a start. We have been selling things all week, and today we had a massive garage sale and got rid of so much stuff, and Johnny is counting money right now. Show me the money. Oh my God. Okay, there's a lot of ones in there.
Wow. Flip it over to the other side.
Baby, you're supposed to be selling items, not...
This is what I was doing.
We are embracing minimalism from this point on in our life.
We're canceling our
Stuff.
Amazon.
Canceling it. Well, you need it for our business. We did it.
We did.
I love you.
I love you.
Last weekend we did a garage sale. When I walked back into the house, I can't explain the way it felt, like freedom. Just not having so much stuff. The walls were empty and there was space. The thing is, we're not moving to Vietnam for like another 10 months or so, but I really wanted to get started on letting go of things and decluttering and all that now. When we move, we're literally going to just be bringing a few suitcases. It's going to be our clothes and our electronics. That's it. Nothing else. Everything has to go eventually. So we started with the non-essentials, things that we don't need over the next 10 months. And surprisingly, that is most of it. Like, that is a lot of it. And it's like, wow, we've been holding on to so much stuff that we don't actually need or use on a regular basis. You think about stuff being a problem, you mostly think about it like physically being a problem, like clutter. And that absolutely is for me, because I get visually overstimulated with my autism. And then when it comes to executive function issues, like sometimes I will just freeze when there's a lot of clutter, like I can't get started in picking it up. But aside from like the physical problem of clutter, I think a bigger problem is what it does to you mentally. Like the space in my brain that stuff takes up. And I just think about how much time it takes to clean your stuff, to organize your stuff, to sort through your stuff, to repair your things, to keep track of your things. There's a few people in my life that own a significant amount of things, and I feel like their lives are almost revolved around taking care of their stuff and dealing with their stuff. And I don't want that to be me. I want to spend my life having adventures and making memories. One of the strangest things that happened during the garage sale is people would come up to me with like arms full, just random stuff, and they would literally look at me and be like, oh, I need to do this so bad. I need to go through my stuff and do a garage sale. I have so much stuff to be getting rid of. I should be doing this today. Like, so many people said that as they're buying just handfuls and bagfuls of more stuff from me. And it was like this weird exchange that I was feeling lighter and lighter by every customer that like walked up with a bunch of my stuff, and they were taking more home to add to their pile of things. I think when we find something cool, it kind of allows us to imagine the possibilities. The problem is that most of those things just end up in a drawer or a closet, stuffed under something. And so they just become something else that we have to manage. The things that were the hardest for me to go through were like bins that were associated with old projects. I have a ton of special interests. There comes a point where holding on to like everything you imagine doing and all the possibilities prevents you from actually living. I really need to take a hard look at, am I going to do these things again, or can I let go of them? And then the other thing that letting go of all this stuff makes me think about is everything else that I'm letting go of. Like letting go of the belief that I need to keep pushing harder, and just the version of success that wasn't working for me. All the expectations that I could not sustain, all the roles that I can't keep playing in my life. And now it's possessions and boxes and bins of random stuff. Obviously, like the deeper process is just learning to carry less with me in this life. Around the same time we started preparing for our move to Vietnam, our family found ourselves in the middle of something we never planned. My 91-year-old grandmother had reached a point where she could no longer live alone, so she was preparing to move in with my mom. That meant my grandmother was downsizing after a lifetime of collecting. My mom was downsizing to make room for her, and I was downsizing as we prepared for our move to Vietnam while moving into a new apartment ourselves. 3 households, 3 generations, 3 very different relationships with stuff. And somewhere between the garage sales, the moving boxes, and wrapping decades of memories in bubble wrap, I started thinking differently about the things we choose to keep. It made me realize that every generation has its own idea of what a good life looks like. My grandmother spent a lifetime collecting things that represented her story. My mom is in a season of letting go. And I'm trying to build a life where I never accumulate quite so much in the first place. Not because any one way is right or wrong, but because I'm realizing that, for me, freedom feels a lot lighter than I ever imagined. Good morning. I'm starting the day with a salted cream Vietnamese coffee from Salt Lake Che. If you have not had one of these yet and you live in Salt Lake, you're missing out. Today I'm doing another day of moving. Johnny and I brought 2 loads over to our apartment today, and now I'm gonna go help pack up my grandmother's house. So look, it's got, I think it's cocoa powder on top. Right. Oh my god, it's just so fucking good. Once you've had this, like the other coffee places, just, what the hell's going on with my bra? Here, got that situated. Vietnamese coffee, if you haven't tried it and you love coffee, what are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, so it's gonna be a busy day. Also, the air quality is absolutely terrible today. There's multiple fires in Utah, so not a great day to be moving. So I'll probably do more packing inside my grandmother's house and try not to do too much of being outside. I'm here with my mom. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
How has your relationship with stuff and things changed in the last year or so?
I want to get rid of everything.
Tell me more.
Well, the thing is that you can't take it with you when you die. The one thing that stuff does is it holds you back.
One thing my grandmother has that is near and dear to my heart is a lot of books. These totes are full of books. Books, books, books. That was full of books. I totally understand. I have a hard time getting rid of my books. Out of all the things that I've sold, those were probably the hardest.
7th and 18th century French porcelain.
Yeah.
Don't need that.
Real quick, who is that
Oh, God.
dish? Beautiful.
Current antique furniture style and prices. Doesn't seem like naughty.
That looks like a good read right there. That was such a long day. It's 4 o'clock. So I've been going at it since I woke up. Since about 7 o'clock this morning. I'm exhausted. I finally had to tap out. My body hurts and I'm super hungry. Like, it feels like we're finally making a dent, but then we're not. Like, there's just so much still. So I'm gonna go home and sit on the couch for the rest of the night and do absolutely nothing else except relax. Here's everything I brought home. Files. It's a lot. I am not going to be taking any of this inside tonight. I am too exhausted. So Johnny's gonna help me in the morning. I'm home. I showered and I made myself a hot bowl of soup. This is my current hyperfixation meal. Does not look good. I am done. That is it for the night. I'm going to turn on a movie and chill out, probably watch a documentary. Those are my favorite. Cheers to not acquiring stuff so that I don't have to do this ever again. Good morning. It's moving day, so I'm here at my grandmother's house and we're going to get all of her things moved to my mom's house. So it's all hands on deck. My husband's here, Mila's here, my mom's here. We're all just gonna help out and get it done. So, big day. I'm just eating breakfast before the movers get here. And look what Johnny's doing. It's so beautiful out here. The movers are loading stuff, but have a feeling we're gonna be here for a very long time. It's a lot to move. It's crazy because most of the time this is done when the person passes away. She's gonna be leaving a lot behind as well for an estate sale. So that was a hard process for her to decide what stays and what goes. All right, movers are here.
Here, Mom, I'll hand you these. The best catch of my life is I'm looking at her.
Aw.
Big piece.
Good morning. Today I am just moving a load over to our new 2-bedroom apartment, and then we're gonna grab some breakfast at IHOP and do a couple more. It's a nice day. Luckily there's been some wind and rain, which has helped with all the fire smoke. It's actually a really cool morning, so we're gonna do as much as we can this morning. I think we're gonna borrow a truck and move my bed. Moving into what will likely be our last home here in Utah has given me an unexpected opportunity. An opportunity to start letting go. But along with boxes of old clothes and knickknacks, I'm also letting go of old ideas about success, about what I need to be happy, about how much a person needs to own in order to live a good life. And the more I clear out, the more it feels like I'm not just making space in my home, I'm making space in my mind and my nervous system as well. Maybe that's why this feels so freeing. These moves, the garage sales, packing my grandmother's home, preparing for Vietnam, none of it's really about moving. It's about learning what I want to carry into the next chapter of my life. And maybe even more importantly, what I'm finally ready to leave behind. And I have a feeling this is only the beginning.